All right,
All right,
here we go.
here we go, baby. The final four. Getting down to it. Getting down to brass tacks.
Then
Serious
there were
business.
four.
Serious business this weekend.
Season 3, episode 20. Wow, we're blowing through this season. I'm gonna kind of miss it actually when it's over next week.
Right,
It's been a great run. All right, Trinidad Chambliss.
right.
Wow. I mean, I saw him play this year a bunch, and he was very good. I mean, he was their backup.
Right.
Their starter gets hurt, right? And their
Austin Simmons, right?
starter
He gets hurt.
Simmons, right? He gets hurt, right? And then he's ready to come back. And he said, "Coach, I'm ready to come back in." Lane's like, "Yeah, I don't think so. You got Willie pipped, right, Nick?
Yeah, Wally Pipp. Yeah,
Wally pipped. He got Wally
yeah,
pipped, and
yeah.
the rest is history. The guy is a star, 0 stars, Ferris State transfer,
Right.
Division 8 or something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a Division II school in Michigan.
Yeah. No offers, no nothing. He's big though. He's not like a little guy for a quarterback. He's a
Right.
big dude. Um, and he just picked Georgia apart, man. It was,
Oh yeah, that
it,
was a you said that was one of the best games in many years.
yeah. I mean, it brought me back to Texas USC is what it brought me back to.
Right.
I thought it was as good as that game, which that game was like I think 2 or 3 overtimes too. But that was really, it was really riveting television. I mean,
Right.
and that's the beauty of live sports. It's so riveting, man. You don't know what's going to happen. It's not. Hopefully, it's not choreographed. I think some of the NFL might be choreographed, but not. Hopefully, the college
And we're not
games
talking about
still.
the NFL here. This is
Yeah,
college.
hopefully they're keeping on the up and up.
Right.
Um, but
I mean,
really, he's a star, man. I mean, he has definitely been the best quarterback in the playoffs so far.
oh no, no doubt. Been fantastic, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, some of those throws that he made against Georgia were unbelievable.
Yeah. Yep. And Georgia's no joke. We've talked
Right.
about it, and I do think that game's going to take its toll on Ole Miss, though. That Georgia game.
I think you're
That
right.
that was a bone on bone, crack you in the head, get up, spit in your face, let's go kind of game, man.
Right.
That was like that was there was probably looking at that game 15 professionals and they're going to be playing on Sunday in that game easily,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
right? Yeah,
Right.
between them all. Really, really fun to watch. Next thing, let's give our respect to Montana State winning the FCS
Yeah.
championship last night. Did you watch any of that?
I watched part of it. It was like low scoring, and then the second half it just took off.
Took off. They should have lost. They were winning by 14 with like 8 minutes left. They gave up 2 late touchdowns. They gave up a touchdown in overtime. The kicker for Illinois State is a bum. I mean, it's like his second time kicking second game. He had he had a field goal blocked right before overtime to win the game.
Right.
Then they score in overtime. He has the extra point blocked in
Oh,
overtime.
right.
And then Montana State on 4th and 10 scores a touchdown to win the game in overtime and kicks the extra point and they win it. So a little backstory on Montana State.
Okay.
I'm cooking, baby.
Right. Right.
I am cooking. We're going there next year.
Okay.
The one of the athletic department's big heads is a girl that I know. She's my daughter's age. She works there. She's going to give us full access to the whole university. We're going to
Okay.
film the show on the field. We're going to
Right.
have sideline passes during the game. We're going to get full access to that game against Montana, which is like their big rivalry game, right?
Right.
So we're going to that game.
All
Just
right.
be ready to go there in November,
Okay.
which brings me up to other road trips for next year. We got to
Right.
start cooking something up.
Right.
I'm thinking Wisconsin, Notre Dame, and Lambeau in September.
Yeah,
Have you
that's definitely on the list.
have you been to Lambeau?
I've been to the stadium for like in July, like not for a game.
Okay. We need to go to a game there.
Right.
I mean, Notre Dame's going to kill whiskey, but who cares? We're there
Right.
for the event. All right, Miami, Ohio State.
Right. Great game. Right. The U, baby.
It's good when Miami's good.
Right.
College football is better when they're good. I'm
Right.
sorry, it is. It's more exciting. I guess
They're
because
a
of my
great villain.
childhood, and I've seen so many of those games, and I've been
Right.
to the stadium, and I went to the old OB, and I it's part of my life, right? So it was so good. I mean, they dominated Ohio State. They made them look like the JVs, man. They were not in that game whatsoever. Um, good good Beck showed up, right? Good
Right.
Carson showed up. No interceptions. They pounded the Brock. They ran it down their throat at will. Um, what do you say,
They
Nick?
got the interception, the defensive back on the
Yeah,
screen pass to the left.
yeah, a pick six, right?
You never see that. You see it get knocked down, but you never see it get straight picked like that.
Yeah, on a screen, no. But they're just fast, and they're
Right.
fast and big and quick and all that. So that was a great win for Miami. Sets up really nice for them because the championship game is in their home stadium. If they can somehow get through Mississippi, they'll be in there at home. And no one shows up for a big event like Miami.
Right.
They don't show up ever
Right.
if you're in the big event, they'll be there in
Right.
force. I mean, they'll jump over the fence, climb in, steal seats. They don't give a shit. But until then, um, they don't show up. They're horrible fans. This is a program that, won five national championships like in 12 years, and they had like, 30,000 fans showing up at their games. It was sad. It was pathetic. For the big games, they'd have everyone, but for the smaller middle of the road games, they would have nobody there. It was like, what the hell?
Right. I
Uh,
remember that. Yeah. I
yeah, I
remember
mean, it's
those
terrible,
days at
terrible.
both stadiums, at the Orange Bowl and at the
Yeah,
place
Joe
up in
Robbie.
Miami
Yeah,
Gardens.
I just call it Joe Robbie. I know it's
Joe
called
Robbie.
Hard
Yeah.
Rock now, but I call it Joe Robbie still.
Yeah.
All right, Zignetti. Why
Look,
do I keep betting against him, Nick?
yeah.
Why?
I mean,
Why?
betting against that guy is sticking your head in the lion's mouth. You're
Yeah.
gonna get hurt.
So I'm sporting the sweatshirt, the Indiana sweatshirt, and I'm also sporting the St. John's School of Law hat that one of our loyal listeners sent me. So if
All right.
anyone has some college gear, I wear a 2X and the biggest hat you can find. So I got a big
Right.
head. And I'll support your team and wear it on the show. But um, really, I don't know what to say about Signetti, man. I mean, I don't know if he's out thinking people. He's a great evaluator of talent, right? Because I mean, he's taking these guys from the portal and hand picking guys that he knows will fit his system, and
Right.
it's working for him, man.
Right. In a
They
big way.
dominated Tide.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, it was unbelievable.
Alabama looked worse than Ohio State. They were the
Alabama
worst.
looked like a little bunch of little kids.
Yeah,
They looked like
they,
a
they
high
were
school
the
team.
worst team this weekend, right? They were the
Yeah.
worst team this week. They looked awful. Even worse than Texas Tech, which didn't look that good either. Offensively, they were pretty anemic. Their defense kept them in that game. That game could have
Right.
been a blowout.
Right. But Texas Tech they were hitting people. I mean,
Yeah,
Alabama was like, they were nowhere.
they laid down. Yeah, they
Yeah.
laid down like dogs.
Right.
So I'm gonna have to ban Bama next year. I'm gonna have to put them on the ban list,
All right.
the no-fly zone. I
Right.
can't bet them. I got to stay away from them, and we're gonna fade them next year.
All
Just to
right.
give you the heads up. All right, so the transfer portal is open, Nick. It's firing on all cylinders.
Right.
Oh shit! Everyone who's anybody's in the portal
Right.
because even if
I'm
you
in
want
the
to stay at
portal.
your school, you're there to get a raise, man. You're there to get paid.
Right.
Even your current school, if you don't go in the portal, you're talking to your coach and saying, "Hey, what am I worth to you?" Or I'm going in the portal. It's high. I don't know what it is, right? What is that called? Blackmail?
Yeah,
Is
extortion.
that what that is?
Yeah.
Extortion?
Yeah.
I don't know. Um, there is a trend that I'm seeing though. When coaches
What's
leave and come back, they follow their coach. So coach is a big deal, right?
right?
I mean, have you seen it all over the place? Like, Rocco Beck, he's now at Penn State, man. The kid Brown went from South Florida to Auburn.
Yeah,
He's
I guess they need it's worth it to pay the extra money, right? I mean, what do you think to have a quarterback that you're familiar with?
got to have a quarterback. You
You
got to
know,
have a quarterback. If
and
you're
it's
familiar
better
with him,
than
even better. But
right,
you got to have a quarterback, and
right,
that's why they're getting paid the big money.
right.
Great,
Sorsby signed with Brendan Sorsby from Cincinnati. He got
6 mil,
oh wow,
6 mil.
yeah,
He's getting paid more than a rookie quarterback in the NFL
right.
to play at Texas Tech. $6 million.
What do you think will happen with the quarterback? What it was Dante Moore from Oregon? I
Yeah.
mean, he could go pro, or he could just tell Phil Knight, "Hey, I need you to top this and pay me 7 million."
I don't think you need to tell him. I think if they
Yeah,
don't win the national title if they win the title, he's going pro. Okay.
right,
He got Phil the title. He's good. He can leave as a made man in Eugene, right?
right,
If they lose this week or in the final, I think Phil Knight will just say, listen, what's the highest first round, first pick in the draft going to make? Say it's 6 million. Okay, I'll pay you 7 million. I need you to stay here another year. And I think he will stay.
I agree with you.
I predict he'll stay for another
Right,
year.
I
Because
would too.
what's better than hanging out in Eugene with $7 million in your pocket? You got college girls, you got parties, you have fun. You're playing
Right,
for Lanning, who's a complete animal who you love.
right.
Why would you go in the pros? Because in the pros, talk about a business. It's a business there.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah. And
they
they hit a
they
lot
take
harder.
they take every ounce of blood out of you and
Right,
return it and try to make you better than you are, right?
right.
And I don't know if he wants to go play for the Raiders, who are terrible, right? Or go play for the Jets. I
Yeah,
mean, why not stay in Eugene for another year and then see what the draft looks like next year, you know?
right.
I think he comes back if they don't win the championship. If they win the championship, he's gone. Um, Here's something that I found out was interesting, man.
What's that?
Oregon has a lot of money. We know that, right?
Yeah.
They're one of the top programs with money. They flew back to fucking Eugene
Oh, from
after the
South
game,
Florida. Yeah.
yeah, from Miami back to Eugene, and they're flying back for the Friday game. I'm assuming they're flying back tomorrow or today. Why would you put them through that when you're Phil Knight Nike when school's out of session right now, right?
Right.
Why would you bring if they aren't going to class? That's a different story.
Right.
Why would you fly them back? You've done that West Coast, East Coast trip. I mean, we're not flying private, we're not flying the Nike jet, but
Right.
still, your body's taking a toll, man. You adjust to Miami, East Coast time. You have to go back to West Coast. You readjust, and now you got to go back and adjust again. I think they're going to look tired in the second half of that game. You
Could
watch
be.
out for that. You
Oh,
watch out for that against Indiana, who's an East Coast team who stayed on the East Coast because they're playing in the Peach Bowl on Friday night. So I think that was a bad move. I would have kept them in Atlanta. Said Georgia Tech, what's it going to cost for me to borrow your field to practice on? Got a hotel room for all the guys and just bit the bullet, the financial
right.
bullet for a national title. That's me. Um, so there was this thing that happened with Ole Miss, and Lane left and hired a bunch of the old coaches there.
Right.
And part of their contracts was January 2nd, they got to be in Baton Rouge. We need you
Right.
here. Portal's open. We need you recruiting. We need you closing on these kids. What do you think of that, man? Because Ole Miss is still playing, by the way. I don't know if you checked
Right.
that.
Lane was like, yeah, don't worry, they got no chance to win 2 games.
Right?
Whoops.
Exactly. That's exactly what he said. That is exactly. They're not going to win 2 games without me. And now, I mean, Ole Miss hates Lane Kiffin, right? They're just like, ooh.
Right.
And a bunch of college co-eds now are starting to post photos of Lane coming out of their dorm room or hanging out next to their bed with no shirt on and shit. I I talked to an Ole Miss guy yesterday. A friend of
Right.
mine's kid goes there, all right? And I went there. He graduated. And he said, at Ole Miss, they'll bury everything when you're with us. But once you leave and you do us dirty, everything's coming out now. There is no
Right.
holding back. And that's why these photos of Kiffin in girls' dorm rooms and him, have you seen him online?
No, no, but I
Yeah,
don't mind looking at.
they're posting this shit all over the place.
Right.
Um, so Charlie Weiss Jr. and Kevin Smith have decided to stay at Ole Miss. Lane's gonna let them stay. He is not, everyone else is back except for those two guys. They're kind of important pieces. Weiss Jr.
Right.
is the OC. So we'll see. I think Ole Miss has got so much going on with Kiffin and the portal and the coaches, so much drama, and they're still winning games, which is remarkable to me, right? That they're overcoming all that crap. Unbelievable. All
It's
right.
it's quite a thing, man. I mean, you're right. It's and Trinidad Chambliss and the wide receiver Wallace and the running back Lacey, they
Yeah.
they, they tore up Georgia in the second half.
Studs. All of them. All
Yeah.
three of them. NFL players. All right. As of like an hour ago, there are 2,395 kids in the portal, and 510 have already committed, which leaves, roughly about 1,800 kids still out there in the float, looking
Okay, so
around.
there's about only 20% have committed.
Yeah, a little more than 20%. And six have withdrawn and gone back to school. So it's starting to heat up. I think it heats up. It's another week, right? Or another week and a half, and then it's over. And then it can open up if your team's still playing once that team or your coach leaves, you open back up.
Right.
There's a lot of loopholes in it, right? So far the big names. You ready?
Right.
Zorsby to Texas Tech, 6 mil.
Right.
Messmaker from North Texas. He went to OK State,
Right.
followed his coach, Eric
Right.
Morris. That guy was pretty good, man. I think he could have got a better gig than that, but that's we're getting back to what you said about quarterbacks are comfortable with the coaches and
Right.
the coaches are comfortable with them.
And Okie State still has the Boone Pickens residual money.
Well, yeah, Boone's dead, but the
Right.
family still has offered him some money.
Right.
This was an interesting one. Wisner from Texas, their star running back, stud, NFL, Bijan Robinson
Right.
2.0, transferring to FSU, Florida State,
Right.
free shoes. Who, by the way, wined and dined DJ Lagway this weekend. And DJ is very interested in going to FSU. Can you imagine him going from Florida to FSU?
Yeah,
That,
that seems like a tough one, a tough
that
move, man.
it
You
is
can
a
get
tough
hurt
move,
doing
but
something like
he's thinking about it, man.
right.
If he gets Lagway and Wisner over there, they may be pretty good next year. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
I mean, they're spending some money. Um,
right.
how about that punk Dylan Raiola?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
I'm not a fan of his.
he
I think
broke his leg, right, in
yeah,
November.
he,
Yeah.
yeah, he thinks
We're
he's
talking about
Patrick
The
Mahomes.
quarterback on Nebraska.
Yeah, he thinks he's Patrick Mahomes, minus the 4 Super Bowls,
Right.
3 rings, and a
Right.
lot of W's.
Right.
Guy's never broken a grape in college football, let alone the pros. So he hasn't found a home, but apparently Oregon is going to be going after him, man.
Cool. Good work, Fernando.
All right, so Indiana got Hoover from TCU,
Right.
Josh Hoover, and Nicky Marsh from Michigan State. Have you seen that kid play before, Nicky
I
Marsh?
have, yeah. I watched him play against Maryland.
He's pretty good. I
Yeah,
mean, he's really good.
right.
That those are really two strong pickups. Um, Talked about Rocco back to Penn State,
Yeah,
and then
Rocco Beck,
Simmons.
just to be clear, is the quarterback who followed Matt Campbell, the Iowa State coach who's now at Penn State, and
Yeah,
he followed his coach from Iowa State to Penn State.
yep,
His
yep. And
father,
then
Anthony Beck, played for the Jets for a long time.
Simmons from Mississippi, the backup, is going to Mizzou
Right,
because they lost their quarterback who was there for a year,
right.
Bo Perbilla. So let's talk about Billy Edwards, Nick. What do we
Okay.
got with Billy?
So, we're talking about Billy Edwards. He was a quarterback at Wake Forest. He
Yep,
transferred from Wake Forest to Maryland. You knew him better, much better than I did,
nice
uh,
kid,
when he
very
was at
nice,
Maryland. And then
good
he
kid.
transferred to Wisconsin last year, or maybe late last spring. And I think he was injured. He missed the season with an injury.
He got
So
hurt in like the first game.
yeah. So he's going with Bill Belichick in Chapel Hill and the Tar Heels.
Dollar Bill. He
Right,
might be a perfect quarterback for Dollar Bill if he gets back to that offense he was running in New England. You know, kind of
right,
conservative, throw it every now and then, but pound the ball between the tackles. He might
right.
be okay there. But I thought Belichick could do better than Billy. No offense to Billy. All right. So for the week, I was 4-10, just took the L. You
That's
were
all right.
6-6, 500's good, man, with all these opt-outs and
Right,
weird games. Nice,
right,
nice job. Iowa State getting 5.5 versus Vandy, and I had said right before we picked the game, I had told you I'm picking Vandy because I had already picked Vandy, but there was a lot of better money, sharp money coming in on Iowa. And that line dropped to 3 points before the game started, which I knew, but I had already said Vandy. Well, Iowa State beat them. So when when the sharp money, which is like all the professional gamblers, when they pour in a bunch of cash and drop a line, you start running with them, man. If you go opposite direction, you're going to get fleeced.
you're gonna get hurt.
Period.
Yeah.
You took the over, which hit. I took Vandy. Um, Duke
Oh yeah,
beat
this game was
I
tough.
yeah, Arizona State, but did not cover, lost by the hook, 42-39. Michigan, and they didn't look very good, did they? They lost 41-27. They just looked like they didn't care to be there. Bryce
Right,
Underwood played okay, wasn't great. Arch looked kind of decent, actually. You took Texas, a good call on your part, covering the 7.5. I took Michigan the under. I lost both of those bets. Nebraska getting 14.5. I thought, all right, you thought they were going to play well. You picked them. I picked the under, thought it would be a low scoring game. They get boat raced by Utah, 44-22 without their coach, man.
right.
Unbelievable. But the coach in waiting took over that job, so he's the new coach. Then we got Miami and the U. We went over that. Both picked Miami. They not only covered, but they won outright money line, right? That was a
Right.
nice W.
Yeah, they had their running game is just fantastic. They have a
Yeah,
lot of great linemen. They have a lot of great players.
yeah,
And Mario Cristobal has done a good job.
yep. In the playoff game, the second one, you took Oregon, I took the under. That both hit there. 23-0 Oregon. We both took the tide. I don't think you wanted to take the tide, but I think I muscled you into that pick. And they got whacked 38-3. Um, this is I took Ole Miss in this game. I don't know if you remember this. You took the under, which didn't hit. Do you remember us talking about this game where I said I think Oregon will win by 3? I mean, I think Georgia will win by 3, but I think Ole Miss is going to keep this close. And God damn it, if they didn't just go out and win the game, man. They kept it close enough for them to go out and beat them at the end, man. It was unbelievable game. 39-34 with a safety late. I don't
Right.
know if you saw that. That
I
was
didn't see
weird.
that.
That was weird. Um, all right, we both took Rice. They got whacked by
Yeah, they
Texas
got
State.
killed.
You took Cincinnati. I told you never bet against the academies and the Bulls
Right.
ever. You just don't do it.
Right.
Bang. Navy won 35-13. Wake Forest getting 3.5. You took them. I took Mississippi State. I had heard that they're going to play well. They got waxed 49-20, 43-29. Oh my God. Arizona and SMU. SMU beat them. I'm not even sure how, 24-19. Arizona didn't even show up. You took Arizona. I took Arizona. I took the overs, a double L for me there. All right. We're ready to go?
Ready to go, baby.
Miami versus Ole Miss in the Fiesta Bowl on Thursday, January 8th. I don't know what the weather is, but I'm assuming it's indoors, so it'll be warm. Both these games are indoors, in under the roofs. They're in
Right.
bowls. What do you got?
So I got Miami minus 3.5. I think the point to be made is what you were saying. Mississippi's a good team. Golding's a good coach, but they're beat up, man.
Yeah, they got to be beat up. I mean,
Right.
are you kidding me? That game was a bloodbath.
Right.
That was a bloodbath. I think Shamlis might be a little beat up. I think Miami's gonna run the ball and control the time a little bit and not give Chambliss so many opportunities, you know, because they're going to have longer, drives. They're going to eat a lot of clock. I like Miami here too. I like them kind of big, actually. I like them 10, 14-point winners here. I think they cover without a problem. I think Ole Miss, their run is done. I think
Right.
everything going on, I think, is finally hit the brakes, and I think they're finished, man. Sorry, Ole Miss.
No.
All right. Oregon getting 3.5 against Indiana.
Man, I've looked at this game every which way, and I can't tell which way it's going to go. I want to take Oregon as the underdog, but like you said, Kurt Signetti, man, don't mess with him. You
Yeah,
know, I mean, I watched the highlights of the October game
right.
out in Eugene between them.
Yep.
I
That was a good win by them. That was a
right,
dominant win in
right,
Eugene. Tough place to win.
right,
I like them. I can't go against Indiana. I want to
right,
pick Oregon too because I like the school. I had a great road trip there. My heart's there. I feel for those guys. It's my kind of college town too, which has nothing to do with football, but
right,
it has to do with my heart and where I'm at.
right,
But business is business, and I'm taking Indiana here, and I think it's going to be kind of a blowout too. I think maybe 14, 20 point win here. I don't think it's going to be close. I think the flying back and forth too is a problem for Oregon, but I don't see any scenario where Oregon can beat them unless Mendoza gets hurt.
right.
I mean, her injuries happen. If an injury happens, then all bets are off. What do you think?
I think I think Indiana is very, very, very good. I mean, like their players are well coached. They know what to do. They know when to do it. I mean, some of these guys, yeah, they're not going to be NFL superstars like Pounds and Dale Fisher at linebacker, but they are great college coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Miami, but I have to go with I think I have to go with Indiana here.
Okay.
Oregon's good, but you just can't go against Indiana.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not doing it. I mean, the finals might be a different story,
Right,
but we both have Miami and Indiana in the finals now.
right,
Okay. Um, so the lock of the week hit again, three in a
right,
row. We're
right,
rolling with Oregon,
right.
8-11 for the year. What's the lock this week, Nick?
I think the lock is Miami.
Miami over Ole Miss,
Correct.
laying the 3.5.
Right.
You feel better about that game you do about Indiana, Oregon then.
Yeah. Oregon could win that game, but it'd be a tall order. I like the angle you have with Mississippi being beat up.
Yeah, man, they are. They're beat
Right,
up. I mean, that game was physical, man. That game, that was so good to watch. Like that's what football is, right? With that
right,
game,
right.
right? Just people just banging the hell out of each other. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go with Miami as the lock. And then any RIP?
Not a one. We're good.
Well, there is one RIP.
Okay.
Rest in peace, all the federally funded public institutions in Washington, D.C., as Trump took over all the D.C. golf courses.
Oh, Jesus, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, and he canceled the contract of the National Links LLC or something. They were the ones running these courses. They had Tom Doak, which I know you know nothing about this stuff, but Tom Doak is a really famous designer, was going to redesign all the courses. Trump fired him, fired Doak, fired everybody. He's got Tom Fazio, his boy, coming in there, and they're going to and he took over the courses because they were pissed at him because he was dumping all the trash from the East Wing,
Oh, from
all,
the rebuild? Oh,
from the destroyed East Wing, another public federally funded institution that he's in shambles.
right.
And the Kennedy Center, he took over that as well.
I saw
It's a
that. Yeah.
joke. The shit going on here locally, I know you don't live here locally, is insane. He's just making, I mean, outside of attacking Venezuela and stealing
Right.
their president, kidnapping, whatever. He's a fucking mess. And here, being in the federal government used to be the safe gig. It's no longer the safe gig. It's not a good gig anymore. So RIP to public institutions in Washington,
All
D.C.,
right then.
as Trump's taking them all over for the next 3 years. All right, we're ready to go.
I think so.
Big
Should
games
be
this
some good
week.
football this weekend. Not as
Yeah,
many games, but there's some great college games and there's some
yeah,
great pro games, and it should be a fun weekend of football.
yeah. I'll be in Texas for the Miami game, Miami Ole Miss game for work. So I'm going to go out that night and watch it. Should I
Okay,
wear my
good.
Michael Irvin or should I wear the Bernie Kosar?
Urban.
Irvin,
Yeah, that's not.
yes.
There's no thinking either. I mean, did you see him on Michael Irvin on the sidelines? He's
He's a
into it,
hot
man.
mess.
He's
He's on.
ready.
Oh,
I mean,
he's ready. All right. There is something running in his veins that's keeping him ready too.
yeah,
All right. I'm not going to say what,
right.
but there is some, let's just say there's some influencers going on in his
Yeah.
body right now. Wow. He's on fire.
I mean, he's into it.
Oh, he's into it. Yeah, I was happy. So I'm gonna wear the Irvin. So I'm going out in San Antonio on Thursday night to watch a game somewhere. Hopefully not getting too much trouble. So,
All right.
all right, man. Thank you,
All
Nikki.
right. Thanks very much for fitting this in before you left.
Yeah, I
Safe travels,
appreciate you
and
fitting me in
everybody
too.
enjoy the games.
All right, talk to you next week. Bye.
Take care, brother.